Hello.
Morning.
Good morning, Grace.
Yes.
So happy to get together to learn the lecture Samadhi ahead. Okay. Thank you. And as always, I will do the prayer on behalf of us. So let's sit upright, place our palms together, and concentrate on the prayer below. We take refuge with our kind mentor Benny. We take refuge with Shakyamuni Buddha. We take refuge with all the triple jewel of the 10 directions and the 3 periods of time. Thus, for open your future, then surpass profound and wonderful Dharma in hundreds of millions of years is difficult to encounter. We now see and hear it, receive and hold it, and we vow to value the Tathagata's true meaning, and we vow to practice the Tathagata's true way, and we vow to attain the Tathagata's true state. We vow that we can spontaneously express the Buddha's understanding, Buddha's view, Buddha's wisdom, Buddha's merit and virtue, Buddha's capability, and Buddha's state through our action, speech, and thoughts. We also vow that all the living beings can enter into the Buddha's understanding, Buddha's view, Buddha's wisdom, Buddha's merit and virtue, Buddha's capability, and Buddha's state owing to us. So that's the prayer for today's lecture. And yesterday we've learned a sentence about the divine game of Lila. Well, yeah, let's go over it. Let's go through it, okay? And we'll find out the video.
The divine game of Leela, the game of playing in duality. The divine game of Leela, the game of playing in duality. Of life more free. When you're not identified with it, then you can experience the play of life more fully, enjoying the show as it is, without craving or fear. In the ancient teachings, this was called the divine game of Leela, the game of playing in duality. This was called without craving or fear. In the ancient teachings, this was called the divine game of Leela, the game of playing in duality. In the ancient teachings, this was called the divine game of Leela, the game of playing in duality. In the ancient teachings, this was called the divine game of Leela, the game of playing in duality. In the ancient teachings, this was called the divine game of Leela, the game of playing in duality. In the ancient teachings, this was called the divine game of Leela, the game of playing in duality. In the ancient teachings, this was called the divine game of Leela, the game of playing in duality.
Okay, in these ancient teachings, okay, in the ancient teachings, this was called the divine game of Leela, the game of playing in duality. So that's it. Who would like to recite it? Hello, Grace. Would you like to recite it?
Yeah.
Please, just do it.
Yes. Thank you. In the ancient teaching, this word called the divine game of the Leela. The game of the playing in duality.
Yeah. In duality, no, it's the
duality.
And one more time, please.
Duality.
One more time.
Yes. In the ancient teaching, this word called the game of Leela. The game of playing in duality.
Was perfect. Yeah, that's it. Let's double check. Yeah. In the ancient teachings, this was called the divine game of Lila, the game of playing in duality. Okay, I will do it for you. Please keep an eye for me. In ancient teachings, this was called the divine game of Lila, the game of playing in duality. Playing in duality. Yeah, that's it. Yeah, thank you for listening. Now let's go ahead with our new sentence. And today we will go ahead with 3 sentences together because there is a connection among them. So we need to go ahead with these sentences, 3 sentences in one time. Okay, let's double check.
In the ancient teachings, this was called the divine game of Leela, the game of playing in duality. Human consciousness is a continuum. Human consciousness is a continuum. On one extreme, humans are identified with the material self. On the other extreme is samadhi, the cessation of self. Human consciousness is a continuum. On one extreme, humans are identified with the material self. On the other extreme is samadhi, the cessation of self. Human consciousness is a continuum. On one extreme, humans are identified with the material self. On the other extreme is samadhi, the cessation of self. Human consciousness is a continuum. On one extreme, humans are identified with the material self. On the other extreme is samadhi, the cessation of self.
The cessation of self. Okay. Human consciousness is a continuum. On one extreme, humans are identified with the material self. On the other extreme is samadhi, the cessation of self. So have you seen it? Yeah, this is the material self. And the other end, the other extreme is the cessation of self. So that's it. And let's double check the grammar issue. And within these 3 sentences, there is another religion called Tao. Yeah, the ancient Chinese teachings, Tao. Maybe in the current society of China, Tao is also existing. 在这个句话里面就有另外的一个宗教，就是道教。道教因为它就是有八卦，然后就认为这个阴阳就是交错交替的，而且是连续不断的，是一个连续体。Human consciousness is a continuum. So and on one extreme, humans are identified with the material self. 在这个在一端是有的，众生是非常认可有物质的实有。On the other extreme is samadhi. 在另外一端就是真实的自我是空的，而且是这个对 cessation of self， 就是没有我的，无我了。这个我的终结就是没有我。So that's it. And the grammar issue is about on the other extreme is. And we know that on the other extreme it is a preposition. On the other extreme is a preposition. But here preposition phrase works as the subject of their sentence. Subject such as there be, there. There is not a preposition phrase, but it is an adverb. And here the preposition phrase works as an adverb function. Has this similar to there be, there. Yeah, so but the subject, but the predicate followed by it, the signal on plural of the predicate depends on the latter one, depends on here, samadhi, depends on the object. So that's the grammar issue. I hope we can understand it. 在这里的话，就是这个语法的现象，就是词组介词词组它是做主语的。一般情况下，就是主语能够做主语的都是名词，但是在这里是属于介词词组作为主语的，就相当于 there be 句型里面的 there 它是个副词，但是它也可以认为是一个做主语的这个位置，在这个 position of subject。那它的 there be 句型的这个 be 的单复数，它是根据这个谓语的单复数，它是根据后面的这个表语的部分来的，也就是根据咱们这里的是 samadhi， 所以决定它用 is。如果是用其他的复数形式，那这个前面就是用 are。Yeah, this is the upside down sentence. 这是个倒装句，就是完全倒装的。I hope everybody can understand it. I have a good command of it. And this is the only grammatic issue here. 这个三句当中只有这个grammatic issue. And then samadhi, the cessation self. This is a phrase works as an independent structure and to explain samadhi further. 这个就是一个名词性的词组，这个 samadhi 进一步的来解释。So that's it, and let's go ahead with it. I think we can write it down here. Yeah, and we can say that there is a comma separate the independent structure with the main clause, the main noun. So here, this is a noun phrase. An independent structure to explain the formal. To explain the clause. Okay, the noun. The noun, what the noun is the noun is samadhi. What kind of samadhi? The cessation of self. So that's it. That's the issue. The second part, the second issue of grammar. So let's go ahead with the new words and expressions. Okay, there are three new words. One is continuum, and the other extreme. Actually, here extreme means end on one end and the other end, 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 and then cessation. Let's go ahead with the new words and expressions. Okay, I think we can listen to it first.
Human consciousness is a continuum.
Consciousness, yeah, we have made it many times, right? Consciousness. We made it many times, yeah, in the past test.
On one extreme, humans are identified with the material self. On the other extreme is samadhi, the cessation of self.
Okay, continuum, extreme, cessation, and also the word cessation. Yeah, we can find it in the Constitution of BPI, right? 在章程当中也会找到这个单词，在第八条里面关于会员的宗旨 cessation. So let's go ahead with it. 会员资格的宗旨。Yeah, continuum. Continuum, what does it mean? This is a noun. It means a series of similar items in which each is almost the same as the ones next to it. But the last one is very different from the first. Last one is different first. Yeah. Continue. Yeah. Almost the same, but from the beginning until the end, the beginning and end, is very different. It's very different. So this is a continuum. And from the video, we can see that there is a continuum about the agua. Okay, I don't know how to express in English, agua. Yeah, and this, one next to the other is the same, but the end of a beginning and the end of the beginning, the one in the beginning and the one in the end is quite different. So that the same meaning. And extreme, what does it mean? Extreme, it means that the greatest, the highest degree of something. 就是在这一个极端和另外一个极端 and is similar to the end on one end and the other end. So on the extreme, have you seen it? Extreme, 容易走极端的人，这就是这个极端在这里。Okay, thank you. And cessation, what does it mean? The stopping of something. The stopping of something or a pause in something. Oppose, I think it's oppose. Okay, double check. Pause, A-U-S, P-A-U-S-E, pause. Okay.
Pause.
I made a mistake just now. Oppose, not instead of pause. Oppose. All right, these are the three new words. Yeah, who would like to try to pronounce them? Time for us to practice.
Yes, morning, Edie.
Good morning, Grace. Would you like to try to pronounce them?
Yeah, okay. Continuum.
Mm-hmm.
Extreme. Cessation. Yes.
Yeah, one more time. This word, I will find it out and you can follow it. Cessation.
Yeah,
please.
Cessation.
Yeah, perfect. Cessation. Yes. Cessation. Yes. Great you are. Yes, thank you so much. Yeah, anybody wants to try more? If not, we will go ahead to do the shadowing, okay? Continuum. Extreme. Yeah, here we need to make it unclear. Blurrize it. 这是左换哈。Extreme and cessation. Okay, cessation. Now let's go back to the sentence and to shadow it.
Human consciousness is a continuum. On one extreme, humans are identified with the material self. On the other extreme is samadhi, the cessation of self. Human consciousness is a continuum. On one extreme, humans are identified with the material self. On the other extreme is samadhi, the cessation of self.
Yeah, let's find out the stressed words, okay? Stressed words. Yeah, the stressed words, it means, you can hear it clearly within the sentence. Okay, let's check them out.
Human consciousness is a continuum.
Human consciousness is a continuum. Is a continuum.
On one extreme, humans are identified with the material self.
On one extreme, humans identified with the material self.
On the other extreme is samadhi, the cessation of self.
On the other extreme is samadhi, the cessation of self. The cessation of self. Okay, that's it. Let's double check, okay? Check them out.
Human consciousness is a continuum. On one extreme, humans are identified with the material self. On the other extreme is samadhi, the cessation of self.
Yeah, here, one other. Yeah, there is comparison here. So, one extreme, other extreme, we need to stress them. All right? Yeah, time for us to follow it. Who would like to try to follow them to do the shadowing?
Human consciousness is a continuum. On one extreme, humans are identified with the material self. On the other extreme is samadhi, the cessation of self.
Yes, Grace, you please, twice.
Yeah, okay. Human consciousness is a continuum.
Mm-hmm.
On one extreme, humans are identified with the material self.
Mm-hmm.
Material self, 对吗？
Yes, material. Yeah.
Material self. Material
Okay,
self.
check it out. Material.
Material self.
哇，这个单词没有给您弄出来。Material.
Material.
Yeah, please follow it twice.
Material.
Yeah, material. Here.
Material.
Yeah.
Here.
Yeah, material. Perfect.
Material.
Thank you. Now one more time to follow it again.
Okay. Human consciousness is a continuum. On one extreme, humans are identified with the material self. On the other extreme is samadhi, the cessation of self.
Yes, perfect. Yeah, one more time.
Okay. Human consciousness is a continuum. On one extreme, humans are identified with the material self. On the other extreme is samadhi, the cessation of self. The cessation. Yes.
Yes, cessation of self. Perfect. Thank you so much. Yeah, your pronunciation is really good. Yeah, improve yourself a lot. Thank you so much. And who would like to try more?
Human consciousness is a continuum. On one extreme, humans are identified with the material self. On the other extreme is samadhi, the cessation of self. Human consciousness is a continuum. On one extreme, humans are identified with the material self. On the other extreme is samadhi, the cessation of self.
Okay, I will do it. Human consciousness is a continuum. On one extreme, humans identify with the material self. On the other extreme is samadhi, the cessation of self. Okay, human consciousness is a continuum. We can link it as a continuum. On one extreme, humans identified with the material self are identified with, we can weaken it as identified. Humans identified with, just like this. Humans identified with, this one. Yeah, this one. identified with material self. On the other hand, on the other extreme is samadhi, the cessation of self. Yeah, that's it. Yeah. Mary, good morning. How are you? Hello, Mary.
Hi, good morning, Ned. Yeah, I'm great. How about you?
Yeah, quite good, thank you. I will play it for you, okay?
Morning.
Thank you. Morning, Grace.
Yes,
Grace
morning.
is happy
Hó chị
with.
Hoa Thiên Điện tụ tôi lại tụ trong bộ mà sao vậy?
Thank you so much.
Yeah, same here. I really enjoy your pronunciation. Yeah, so yeah, in a Western way, in a native speaker way. Yeah, so great you are. Okay, I will play it for you. Please follow it.
Human consciousness is a continuum. On one extreme, humans are identified with the material self. On the other extreme is samadhi, the cessation of self.
Yes, please, Mary.
Human consciousness is a continuum. On one extreme, humans are identified with the material self. On the other is samadhi, the cessation of self.
Yes, once again. Yeah, once again.
Human consciousness is a continuum. On one extreme, humans are identified with the material self. On the other extreme is samadhi, the cessation of self. Thank you.
Perfect. Yeah, perfect. Thank you. And how about this time? Hello, Grace. Would you like to recite it? Can you keep it in mind? In mind.
Yeah.
Try it, please. Yeah, try it, please.
Okay. Human consciousness is a continuum. On one extreme, humans are identified. Humans are identified with the material self. On the other extreme is samadhi. The cessation of self. The cessation of self.
Cessation of self. Yeah, perfect. One more time. This time, I think you can make it more fluently. Yes.
Yeah.
One more time.
All right. Yes, thank you. Human consciousness are identified with. Sorry, is human consciousness is a continuum. On one extreme, humans are identified with the material self. On the other extreme is samadhi, the cessation of self. That right?
Yes, right. Yeah, perfect. Thank you so much. Yeah, amazing. Okay, I will do that. Human consciousness is a continuum. On one extreme, humans identified with the material self. On the other extreme is samadhi, the cessation of self. Okay, that's it. Human consciousness is a continuum. On one extreme, humans identified with the material self. On the other extreme is samadhi, the cessation of self. Yeah, that's it. Thank you. And who would like to chime? Yeah, Ali. Let me double check. Yeah, Alice. Alice, would you like to read it and then follow it? I forgot. Something wrong with my phone.
Okay.
There is a delay. Yeah.
Okay. Human consciousness is a continuum. On one extreme, humans are identified with the material self. On the other extreme is samadhi, the cessation of self.
Yes, perfect. Would you like try to recite it?
Yes.
Please.
Human consciousness is a continuum. On one extreme, humans are identified with material self. On the other extreme is samadhi, the cessation of the self.
Wow, perfect. And the cessation of the self, or the cessation of self.
Maybe the cessation of self. Okay.
Yes, one more time. Yeah, one more time, please.
Okay. Human consciousness is a continuum. On one extreme, humans are identified with the material self. On the other extreme is samadhi, the cessation of self.
Perfect. Yes. Thank you so much. Thank you. Now it's your time, Mary. Please recite it for us.
Okay. Human consciousness is a continuum. On one extreme, humans are identified with the material self. On the other extreme is samadhi, the cessation of self.
Wow. Yeah. Fantastic. So pose. Yeah, one more time. We would like to listen to you again.
Human consciousness is a continuum. On one extreme, humans are identified with the material self. On the other extreme is samadhi, the cessation is self. The cessation of self.
Yeah, of self. Yeah, perfect. Now, yeah, everybody, well done. Yeah, thank you so much. And here, human consciousness. Yeah, human, just human. There is no of something. The PAS 那个 human consciousness. And here, humans identified with. We know that humans here, such as the sentient beings, such as the living beings, and human beings. So we can just use one word to express 众生. Just use this word, humans. So I think we learned, right? 就是在我们的翻译当中，尤其是就是佛法的翻译当中，我们会用两个单词来表示众生，像 sentient beings 或者是 living beings。那在这里就是用很通俗的就是世间人都能看得懂的，就直接用 humans 这个就可以了。Okay, that's all for today, right? Yeah, thank you so much, everybody, for your kind participation and for being with me for about half an hour. So that's all. Catch up next time tomorrow, same time, same place. Bye.